I've never really understood the properties of magic, and Koiyoo manages to make me even more confused about it. I know somewhat of where my magic comes from. I can feel it emanating around me through nature, through the small and unseen creatures of the earth. Even when I'm in cities, the rats and cockroaches tend to give me the sense I can do things to manipulate the world around me. Koiyoo, from what little I can tell, probably does not feel magic as I do. He really is a marvel to watch when casting spells. I recognized a spell of his, where he made a dagger of ice while we fought the Lucrata, a giant pig-wolf monsters. It's a long story. I can do that spell too when nature allows it. However, he also seemed to create magical energy from himself, sometimes gathering it into a blast to shoot at our enemies. It was honestly kind of cool. With that description, you might think that Koiyoo is some sort of powerful wizard, a serious sorcerer whom you would never, ever want to get on his bad side, or be in the way of. Well, he's actually rather tame, I think. Serious still, but smiles and is soft-spoken. He doesn't look too imposing. He is taller than me, but most average-sized men are by an inch or two. His features are pretty common for an elf, I think. I'm not quite sure though, as I hadn't really talked to elves or anyone much else before coming to the Messengers of the Stag. He has a rather thin face and pointed ears. He always looks a little ill and has one green eye and one purple eye. Heterochromia is common in animals like wolves and dogs, but I had yet to see it in a humanoid before meeting Koiyoo. Though, I think something might have happened to the guy, because on the side of his purple eye, he also has purple veins going down from his eye, down his neck, that are very distinct from his pale skin. Perhaps it's an injury from his past? Or maybe the source of his power. Can ice give magic powers to people? I don't know enough about magic. I want to ask him about it, but it seems odd to bring up. What if it's just some crazy birthmark? What if I'm offending him and asking him about it? I really don't want to offend Koiyoo. He's sort of our... I don't know how to say it. He watches us so we can prove ourselves to become one of the Messengers of the Stag. Teacher? Observer? Yeah, observer would probably be the most correct. While I don't think it would be the end-all be-all if I didn't make it into the Stag, I don't know where else I would go. I need to get stronger so I can help my family. The sickness isn't going away, and I need help if I'm going to be able to fix that. I can't lose this family. Then I'll be completely alone. So, my questions about my observer's mysterious past will have to wait. I gotta get into the Messengers of the Stag so I can become stronger. Though, he's not as tough as other guys, so maybe he'd be fine with me asking about it now, especially since the quest is complete. I mean, okay, well, that sounded like I didn't think Koiyoo was strong. Don't get me wrong, Koiyoo's tough. He can handle himself in a battle, and it's honestly a little scary how collected he looks while flinging spells left and right. But, well, he's a little off from what I've seen of most men. After battling the Lucrata and finding a strange campsite that the beasts led us to, he was insistent that he mend everyone's clothes. I had gotten mauled pretty badly, so after Calypso healed me, he went to work on magically mending my cloak. He seemed really concerned about mending every little hole in it. Even some of the ones that had been there before the Lucrata attack. Like, he was fixated on the task. Imagine if he'd seen my shirt that was covered in moth damage, I'd be standing there for hours. That kind of attention to detail is not something I saw in the very few interactions with other humans in the forest. He's always so professional, too. When we were talking to the mayor of the town, he never really got mad at him or called him out for saying some off-color things to the group. I'm pretty sure the mayor called me stupid at one point, but I'm so rusty at talking to humanoids that I felt like I couldn't say anything back except a stupid, huh? Koiyoo talked business with him like it was second nature, even gently correcting the mayor in some aspects to defend the group of people that he had barely known for 3 days. That's rare to find in any creature, humanoid or not. And he surprised me yet again when he came running downstairs this morning, asking where I'd been. We were sharing a room at the inn last night, but I didn't feel comfortable taking my mask and cloak off around him just yet. I didn't want him to wake up and see my face and have questions. I don't know if I'll ever be ready for showing my face to anyone again. So, I snuck outside once he had gone to sleep. I slept in the alley. I'd done it before, it wasn't a big deal to me. But it was a big deal to Koiyoo. I told him where I had been, and he seemed relieved. Asked me to write him a note, or otherwise tell him where I was going in the future. In the future. Like he was planning on seeing and talking to me again. To let him know that I was okay. Like he was worried about me. Honestly, I don't remember the last time anyone was actually worried about me. Well, perhaps Narcissa, but she had also threatened to kill me if she ever saw me again, so maybe she didn't really care a whole lot. But Koiyoo did, or does, and he probably will. He's nothing like those hunters I saw from time to time in my forest, or even the shepherds in the town that we were in. Those men drank, yelled, smelled bad, smacked their friends, and liked showing off their strength by wrestling, or picking on the hungry guy outside the tavern. They prided themselves on how tough they could be. Not Koiyoo, though. He's a different kind of tough, and I like his kind of different.